This video is sponsored by Coke and the awful farts that it gives me. Alrighty, my friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy Heroes video. This video today is going to be your ultimate guide to the Galactic Legend Supreme Leader Kylo Ren event. What I mean by that is we're going to go into each tier, tiers 1 through 6, and talk about very specific mods, team comps, general strategies, and kill orders in order to beat the event very efficiently. The event is very expensive in terms of tokens. Tokens you get by farming in the dark side battles for Kylo Ren. And you want to be very efficient with these tokens because they're very hard to get. To give you a description of how hard they are to get, I'm using all the way up to the 200 crystal refresh, which means 350s, 3 100s, and 3 200s, which round out to about, I think it's 950. That's still almost 1,000 crystals, and I'm only getting about 40 or 50 tokens a day. So what that means is the events that cost 70 tokens are costing me a day and a half to farm for those. If you're free to play, or if you don't have the crystal income to be able to support 1,000 crystals a day at refreshing, it's going to take you a very long time to farm these tickets, and it's just very difficult. So with that said, you want to beat this event very efficiently, and this guide today is going to show you how to do that. Now, with that said, I want to keep this video about 20 minutes or less if at all possible. We'll see how that goes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go into Tier 1. Now, I'm going to preface everything with this. There are two very, very, very key important characters to this entire event, and that is Hux and Sith Trooper. If you're looking at investing in Relic 7 on any of the other characters other than the requirements, I would highly recommend Sith Trooper first. He hits like a tank, and then I would highly recommend Hux. Both of those characters are very, very important to the event. And also outside the event, they're very, very effective, and so those would not be wasted in terms of relics. Now, let's go ahead and look into my first team comp in Tier 1. You're forced to use crew as your lead. We'll go into my mods here on my crew, and you'll notice, first off, these are the mods I use for the event, and he does not have all 6-dot mods. The reason why is I just haven't upgraded those to 6 dots yet, but if you look at my Kylo Ren Unmasked health, it is insanely high at 108,000. So what that means is, let's look at his ability here called Scar. When Kylo takes damage, he recovers 8% health, and just forget the rest of it, because that's really what's important. That means whenever he's taking damage, whether it's a critical hit or not, let's go to the calculator. 108,000, let's just round it off, times 8%, so 0.08 equals 8,640. So essentially, Kylo Ren is recovering 8,640 health every time you hit him. So it's very, very hard, unless you're hitting crazy critical hits on him, to actually defeat Kylo Ren. So if you want his health as high as possible for this event, the first couple of phases before you get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, so that crew can last as long as possible. The next most important character is Sith Trooper. Again, like I said, Sith Trooper hits like a tank. Again, you'll notice that his mods aren't fully developed. For him, you're going for offense and critical damage. I think his critical damage, let's look at his stats, is at 222%, and his offense is, or his damage, which is the offense down there, is at 7,989. That can definitely be higher, but even with that, he still hits like a boss. So just definitely get your Sith Trooper up as high as possible on damage and critical damage. Speed is also important. They're at 111. But not as important as going for speed on Hux, First Order Officer, okay? So, the other person I use for this event is Stormtrooper. I really didn't even use that special of mods on him. I just threw on some health mods and some defense mods to keep him alive as long as possible. He's not your damage dealer. He's literally just there to keep the team alive. You could go with better mods. I was able to get to the event with the mods that I have. Then you go for Hux. Right now, I literally just took my Darth Revan mods, which I had a speed set and a health set, and I threw it on Hux, and that's good enough. For Hux, you're going for speed. So if you look at his speed here, it's at 303. Again, I'm sure there are people that got better mods than me. I don't have great mods, but 303 is good enough to win the event. And yeah, just go for speed as much as possible on General Hux. Same thing for First Order Officer. They're going to be your turn meter train. And he's got, I believe, my Bastila Shan Fallen mods, if I'm not correct. Or if I am correct, excuse me. So, and he's at 301 speed. So 136 mods. So very good speeds on them. That's really what you're going for Officer and Hux. Survivability on Stormtrooper. And then you want damage from Sith Trooper and health from Crew. So let's go ahead and go into Tier 1. We're going to do the event right here in front of you guys. There are other lineups that you can use. This is just the one that I found was most effective. Again, my Sith Trooper is at Relic 7, so take that into account. So, Sith Trooper, Stormtrooper, Hux, and First Order Officer. You can run with Crew, or I'm sorry, with Kylo Ren as well. Sub them out for one of the characters, but I find that throwing in First Order Stormtrooper is more effective because he can taunt. So, let's go into battle. Tier 1. You got Rey lead, and then you're going up against BB-8, the 2 resistant T-Rows, and C-3PO. The kill order here is very specific. You go for Finn as fast as possible because Finn can stun, and he does crazy amounts of damage. Then you go for BB-8, and then you could go for Rey, and just take out Poe after that. So let's go ahead and give the turn meter over to my Crew. He's going to stun resistant hero Finn. You'll notice the crazy amount of damage that just came from First Order, or I'm sorry, Sith Trooper. Let's go ahead and hit with the AoE. And then we're going to give this turn meter back over to Hux. We're going to call everyone to assist on Finn. This might get rid of him. Close. We're going to taunt here with Stormtrooper. Finn's gone. Very nice. And then we're going to cleanse our Crew. And also get an assist off. That's pretty nice, right? They're going to go for a Stormtrooper. That's okay. We don't really care if we lose him. Now we're going to go for BB-8. All right, we're going to cleanse. We're going to get past this turn meter over to First Order Officer. First Order Officer is going to pass the turn meter back over to Hux. And Hux is going to be able to use his call to assist ability again. So go for BB-8. We're going to use the AoE here. We lost our First Order Officer. That's okay. We're going to use the AoE. And then we're going to go for BB-8. BB-8 can be kind of difficult to go through. It's okay. Let's use our basic. Don't want to waste anything. Cleanse everybody. For BB-8. And go for BB-8 again. And we're going to stun BB-8 here so he can't counterattack. Go for BB-8. We're going to pass the turn meter over to First Order Officer, pass it back to Hux, and then we're going to go call everyone to assist. So, ready? Everyone to assist. Let's see what we can get. Boom. Very, very, very close. And look at this damage coming from Sith Trooper. Sith Trooper is really what you want for this event. So, we just got rid of BB-8. Let's go ahead and go for Resistance Hero Poe because he's so low. And now we're going to pass the turn meter over to First Order Officer, pass it back to Hux. And mass assist on Rey. And this might get rid of her here. Nope, not quite. It's okay. Stun her. Boom, gone. So, I did lose this event twice. That's because I didn't have the right mods. The first time I lost because I didn't try to remod my roster. Second time I didn't have the right team comp. And as you can see, after that, I figured out what the right team is. And we ran with it, and it worked. So, that's Tier 1. I'll put up a screen behind me, the list of characters you need. Kill order, and just mods and speed. So I'll put that up behind me. All right, moving on to Tier 2. This one's much easier. I use the same lineup and same mods. This is, we're going up against Zori Bliss, which I'm surprised is not a character in the game yet. Eventually, I would expect her to be coming. Let's go into battle. The kill order is very much the same. You're going to go for Finn, BB-8, and then really just kind of work through the rest of the team. AoEs are important here, so you can sub out First Order Officer for Kylo Ren to get some more AoEs, because Zori Bliss's leadership, I believe, gives the rest of the team stealth. So, let's pass this over to our Crew. Let's stun Resistance Hero Finn. Let's do an AoE. And let's give the turn meter back over to Hux. Call everyone to assist on Finn. Let's taunt with Stormtrooper. And again, your turn orders may be different with your mods being different, but this is how it works for me. But you can see that the event works. All right, so let's go ahead and cleanse. It's not going to serve too much of a purpose, but that's okay. Might have should have saved that, but we're going to be all right. Go for Resistant Hero Finn. Let's go ahead and use this big shot on Zori. Use an AoE. Almost got Zori. Let's cleanse now. And let's use our Mass Assist on... let's go ahead and go for Poe. I know that I said that the kill order is definitely BB-8 first, but I had the opportunity to take Poe out, so I might as well take Poe out. Because BB-8 by himself is not going to do too much to your team. It might be frustrating because of all the counterattacks, but if you can get rid of the rest of the team, he's not going to be able to take your team out on his own. So again, we're using this to refresh our cooldowns on Hux so that Hux can use his Call to Assist ability. Let's go for BB-8. And come on, everyone assist. Let's see what we can get. Not quite. Again, BB-8 is just annoying because of the fact he gets the dodge up. Using the stun there from Kylo Ren is very effective because you're able to use the strip. He's not able to counterattack is what I'm trying to say. So let's refresh Hux's cooldown. Because BB-8's under stealth, we're going to go for C-3PO. That's fine. Cleanse. And he's out of stealth now. I missed that. So let's go ahead and go for BB-8. He's gone. Event is done. So Tier 2, very easy. I never lost Tier 2. Tier 1 was a little difficult, but again, I used the same team that I'm using now. Tier 3, we can go ahead and go in and do it. I have a guide. I'll link it up in the top right-hand corner. This is basically a rock, paper, scissors match. What you want to do is use basically feint, strike, feint, and just keep going feint. There are some strategy tips that I give you in the video. Again, linked up in the top right-hand corner. Do find that. Do use that. It gives the stats behind the event, and you'll be able to figure out what Rey probably is going to use next. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the event so you can see me do it live. There's a definite turn order that Rey uses. Again, check out the video in the top right-hand corner if you want to see all the stats behind it, what she uses the most. But for this one, we're just going to go through it. I'm not going to read the text. You can read it when you get to the event. Not that it's that important, but we'll skip past it. Her first move is usually strike, so we're going to use feint. Boom, strike. Her second move is usually parry, so we're going to use strike. She actually used strike. That's very rare, but she does use that. 2 points for us. And then usually after strike, she uses feint, so we're going to use parry. She used feint. We stripped her turns from her. And now that she's at 0, let's use strike. We both use strike. I got the point. Okay? Boom. We win round 1. Let's resolve. Round 2. Same thing. Feint. She used strike. Resolve. I get a point. Strike. She will use parry. Actually, she used strike as well there, it looks like. Or no, she did use parry. Excuse me. I missed that. All right. And then I have 2. She has 1, so I'm going to use strike. In hopes that she uses strike. She used feint, so she got a point. That's okay. Let's use parry in hopes that she uses feint again. She used feint, so we're going to strip her turn from her for points. And we're going to go back to using strike. She used strike, we use strike, we both get points. I have 3, I win the battle. Resolve. On to round 3. She misplayed. We're going to use strike because that's going to give us a free point. Resolve. 3 points for us. I'm going to use parry here because normally after a misplay, she uses feint. Good deal. Another misplay. Thank you, Rey. We're going to get free points here. And then again, after a misplay, she usually uses feint, so we're going to use parry. She used feint. Good deal. And I'm going to use strike. Oh, misplay. Good deal. We got all our points this round off of a misplay. Boom. Round 4. Let's go. All right. What does she normally use? Strike. I'm going to use feint. Boom. She used strike. Resolve. Point for us. Next move is usually parry. We're going to use strike. Parry. We got a point. Resolve. Last point. We're going to go ahead. Or she usually uses feint on her third turn, so I'm going to use parry. She used strike there. That's interesting. So she got a point. That's rare, but it does happen. Misplay. Good deal. And we'll get the last point here on the misplay. Resolve. Boom. Skip past the text. Doesn't matter. So, again, very easy. Check out the video in the top right-hand corner. it'll explain to you more in detail than I did right there, and you'll actually know what to do, and it won't be so rushed. So, okay, so on to Tier 4. The only difference here is you're going to sub out Phasma for First Order Stormtrooper. You no longer need the taunt. Phasma is just going to provide turn meter to your team. The mods are still the same. I'm using my Darth Vader mods on First Order Officer, my Basilisk Sean Fallen mods on Hux, and then I threw on my Rex mods, which was a speed set and a health set on my Phasma. The turn order or the speed order needs to be your Kylo Ren, obviously first, and then Hux needs to be second, First Order Officer needs to be third, and then it doesn't matter between Phasma and Sith Trooper. So it's very important that Hux goes second, okay? Not as important for Tiers 4 and 5, because Tiers 4 and 5 are not hard to beat. I don't think anybody probably has lost to them. But Tier 6 is very, very, very important that Hux is second, and then First Order Officer is third. We'll go into the details when we actually attempt the event here in a little bit. So, let's go ahead and go into battle here. Before, when you were using Hux and First Order Officer, you're swapping the turn meter back and forth between Hux and First Order Officer in order to get Hux's mass assist cooldown all the way to the very bottom. That's not the case here. You're wanting to pass all turn meter back over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren because he's going to do massive damage to the other team. So, to start off with, Rey will go first. Let's stun Finn. This is the same strategy in Tiers 5 and 6. It just gets a little bit harder. Then we're going to pass the turn meter over back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Stun Poe. And then we're going to pass the turn meter back over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. We're going to use his ability here, the furthest right ability, which is going to give the AoE. It's going to give him Siphon, which is going to drain mastery off of the other players and benefit his mastery. Got rid of Finn there. You'll notice that the Zeta is not on Rey, so there's no damage immunity at certain health levels. Let's use the middle ability on Phasma, get the health up, the speed up with the advantage. Use the AoE, and then we're going to haul the mass assist here with Hux. Boom, Rey's gone, Poe is gone. Not a hard event. I could really skip Tier 5. Tier 5 is just slightly harder, but for the sake of doing this video correctly, we're going to go ahead and play Tier 5. So let's go ahead and do Tier 5. I believe she now has her Sudden Whirlwind ability zated. So it's a little bit harder to beat her, but we'll still beat her. Same strategy. And there is this ability here that Kylo Ren can use, or anybody on the First Order team can use. I don't think I use it here. It's not really that important. It is important in Tier 6, but it's not as important in Tier 5. So we're going to stun Finn here. Pass the turn meter back over to Kylo Ren. Stun Poe. Pass this turn meter over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. AoE to drain Siphon. Turn meter up. Let's do AoE. And let's go ahead and go for Rey here with the mass assist. Boom, she's gone. Finn's gone. Poe's gone. Again, Tiers 4 and 5 are not hard. They're probably the easiest two tiers in the event. Very expensive. They're 70 tokens a pop, but they're not hard. And then last but not least, we're going to go in and use my very precious tokens and show you how to beat this Tier 6. And Tier 6 is very difficult. You're going to want to use Kylo Ren's AoE as much as possible to increase his Siphon. And you're going to want to pass the turn meter back over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So, with that said, let's go ahead and attempt this event live. I am nervous because I do not like to use these tokens, but I'm going to prove to you on live camera here that it can be beat. So, battle. Same team. Battle. This one does have also an intro cinematic with the, or I wouldn't call it cinematic, it's got the text, but... Okay, so she's going to go first. You stun Finn. This Galactic Legend Rey is fully maxed out. Pass the turn meter back over to, again, turn order is very important here. Hux must go second. Must go second. Refresh Kylo Ren's cooldowns. Stun Poe. Boom. Pass this turn meter over to Kylo Ren. Uses AoE to drain Siphon. Poe has damage immunity. Let's do turn meter up. Pass this ability over to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Uses basic on Finn. He is now down. So Here, it is very important to go for Finn and go ahead and get rid of him. You don't want to use that mass assist on Rey. So use this mass assist on Finn and get rid of Finn right now. Boom, he's gone. She will give that over to the lifeblood over to Poe. We're going to use the advantage. Give the advantage up. Just use the AoE. Go for Poe. Right here, we're going to use the AoE to get his siphon up. Now, both of them are at, or Rey's now at 50%, okay? And then Poe is at also 50%, but we already triggered his damage immunity once, so we can kill him. So we're going to pass the Terminator back over to Kylo Ren. Use the AoE because we want to increase his mastery. Oh, nice, it did kill Poe there. We lost Sith Trooper. She normally goes for Sith Trooper first. It's just her program kill order. We're going to pass this Terminator back over to Kylo Ren. We're going to go for Rey here with the middle ability. She deleted Hux. That's not good. Okay. We're going to give this to Kylo Ren. Use that on Rey. She's close. And one more hit should get her. Don't dodge it. Boom, we're good. Okay, so that actually, I lost 2 characters there. That's rare, makes me a little nervous, but normally she only goes for Sith Trooper and you're able to get her out before the event is, or before she can kill your second character. But regardless, it is very difficult. You got to have your turn order correct. You've got to have the right offensive mods on Kylo Ren. He's got to be high offense. In fact, before we end the video, let's go ahead and look at my offensive mods. I'm sure that I can do better, but let's go ahead and look at my offensive mods on my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I have offense set and a health set and speed. So he's at 500 speed. He's at 12 or 123,000 health. And then his physical damage is 11,665. That can be higher. The higher you get it, the better. But you got to make sure when you go into this event that the tier 6 event that your damage is incredibly high and your Sith Trooper can assist with crazy damage. But you got to make sure that your turn order is Kylo Ren, Hux, First Order Officer, and you just got to continuously feed turn meter to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in order to get Rey down. So with that said, I know this was kind of rushed. I was trying to talk as quickly as possible. It's a lot of information. If y'all would like a breakdown of each tier individually, I can do that, but I figured a general mass video of everything at one time was probably the best format for now. So again, comment down below if you would like individual tiers, if you want some clarification on certain individual tiers, and I can get that back to you. I'm very happy to make a video for you guys. It's a very difficult thing to do, and Kylo Ren, once you unlock him, especially with Tier 6 and the ultimate ability, should be a prize and joy of your roster because it is a very difficult event, and kudos to you for being able to get that far. So for those of you who do have Kylo Ren, congrats. I hope this video does help. If it does, do like, do subscribe, comment down below with any questions you might have, and we will talk to you guys another day.